But I don't like this argument of David Moyes and his use of youngsters. It's the biggest myth in football. It really is. His handling of youngsters.
What youngsters has he actually brought? He wasn't great with Rooney.
He wasn't great with Rooney. Went on to have the best career he's ever had.
Rooney was like left on acrimonious circumstances.
Okay, so Rooney playing at 16-year-olds in the Premier League. With anyone who's down the Premier League right now, there's not many.
Well, but not everybody in the Premier League's like Wayne Rooney, are they? Me and you could have punished Wayne Rooney for a couple of years.
So did he not? Tony Abbott, Leon Osman. Was they young?
No, Ozzy came to the club when he was 20. Moyes when he was 20. 22, 23.
You give them the chance. I'll let them blossom in the roles.
I don't think he's had a track record.
Ozzy was 22.
How old was Seamus Coleman?
Well, Seamus Coleman was 22 when he started playing.
Jack Rodswell, Victor Andersheim, James Vaughan.
Yeah, but Rodswell and Andersheim.
I know, he signed Marouane Fellaini. He broke the record for him at 21 years of age.
Fellaini was 21.
I broke the record for him.
Yeah, but he's still... I think there's a difference between 21. We spoke about this in the pod the other week. There's a difference between 21 and you've like... Fellaini played in Europe and stuff, hadn't he? There's a difference between 21 and somebody who's 18, 19.
So did you not handle Marouane Fellaini at 21, arguably better than...
No, but that's a bad example.
That's right. Okay, I'll give you the best example. 19. Arguably one of the best players playing in the Premier League right now is Declan Rice. Who nurtured him at 18 years of age.
No, but it wasn't Moyes. Declan Rice had played for England before Moyes had gone to West
Ham. He was 18 years of age when he was given his debut by David Moyes.
No, he wasn't. He was. Okay, yeah, but Moyes left then.
Jared Bowen, Alison Armstrong. I could list a list.
No. I don't know. Jared Bowen was like 21
he was.
All right, okay. We're not going to go. We're going down a rabbit hole here.
That's fine.
I've just listed a list of young players.
No, they're not.
Who, from ages 16 from Rooney to 21 in Bowen and Fellaini. And the careers that they've gone on to have, thanks to obviously Moyes being the coach.
Yeah, okay. Well, no, I think if you... what you're saying is...
The best type of players that Moyes has brought out is like an Arteta, a Pienaar, players who are, coming on to the mid-20s, a Baines, there's plenty more that I can't think of.
So you don't think that Rooney and Rice, arguably the two best products of English football, that Moyes has not had a big impact on their careers?
Rice was 21 when Moyes came back to the club.
Yeah,
so he'd already played for England. Yeah. So that's not like Moyes taken
factor on his career.
No, that of course he has. But what we're talking about is somebody who's unproven, or like a Diblin who needs close management.
Diblin's been proven, Gav.
No. Take for 90. We're going to go round and circle. What we're saying is Moyes, and this is just a track record, is big strength as a manager is taking players who are 22, 23, or early 20s, and making them into who are good players who've got experience, 2 years experience, whatever, showing that they're capable, and then turn them into very good stroke top players at 27, 26, 27. That's what his strength is. Okay. And, and this goes back to what we're talking about, isn't it, really, from the transfer strategy? He'll want them players, but actually, the transfer committee may want a Tyler Diblin, Barry's 23.
If Tyler Dibling's good enough, he'll play him. And at this moment, he's not good enough. Yeah, I've just said he was playing Declan Rice at 18.
I think there's ways to integrate players into the team.
No, but he's done this with Rice and Rooney. Playing them at 17 years of age, 18, week in, week out. He's playing 16-year-olds. Jose Baxter. The list is endless, the amount of kids he's give faith in. And if you're good enough, that manager will play you 100%. The list is proven. You go and ask Declan Rice and Wayne Rooney to David Moyes have a big impact on your career.
Of course, you're going to say
get a massive. Of course, so
that's
what I'm trying to say. So it's the biggest myth going that he's not got faith in youngsters or he's got a bad track record.
I tell you, he's got a track record of bombing youngsters out of the team if they make one bad mistake.
It's not one bad mistake, is it? He's been given ample opportunities this season. And you know what with Tyler Dibbling, and it's not as if I'm making a pick on him, it's his application on the pitch. Yeah. Now, Harrison Armstrong has been in that team 5 minutes. He's covered every blade of grass. He's making things happen. He's barking instructions to senior pros.
Also been played regularly at Derby and Preston.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And did Tyler Dibbling not play regularly for Southampton last season? Well, you haven't just signed a lad from foreign shores here.
No,
we've
but
spent a hell of a lot of money and time.
It's different though, isn't it? Because
19-year-old.
It's different. I think that's a completely different situation.
No, it's your attitude. That's
of course it's attitude, and I agree with you that his attitude.
So is he working hard?
But if your confidence is low and you've got a level of anxiety,
well, at least work hard.
Well, I don't disagree with you.
That's my argument.
But the point is, his confidence is low. whatever I do for a job or whatever I'm doing at the time, if my confidence is low and I've got anxiety about it, I'm probably not going to do a good job. I'm probably going to want to get out of that situation completely.
Well, one thing
and that's all down to how he's being used.
So your manager say, just work hard for me. Show something, and he's not. And that's the argument here. He's not showing anything on the pitch.
I don't know what the argument is anymore, to be honest. We're being told to calm down by the guests.
Stick that on a meme or whatever it is. That'll get traction.
I think that's winding up.
I think what you're saying, no, Scotty, and you're right, isn't it? Like,
it's your application on the pitch, 100%.
That, I know, and that sort of, goes back to the young player thing, doesn't it, really? But I do think what we've shown, isn't it, is that there is obviously going to be in the transfer room or whatever, in the committee room, or the
committee.
We said this before Christmas, a month before Christmas. What they think are good players to take the club forward, and what Moyes wants are two completely different things, and that's going to cause a problem. Said that at the start of December. Added into that, the second layer is Moyes has only got 18 months left on his contract. Or maybe look at it the other way, 6 months before he's got 12 months on his contract. And then the third thing is, within all that, we don't know what the Freakin's longer term plans are, how much is actually going to be being spent. And to me, there are three different factors that needs to be baked into the conversation, and how they are baked in some respects, we just don't know at this stage, do we?
And one thing you're going to say about obviously the youngsters and all the players that we've bought, each player will blossom at a different time of their career. I fully understand that, especially young players. You only have to look at Harry Kane and Jamie Vardy. They were sitting on Leicester's bench.
That was 10 years ago. The game's changed.
Of course, and I fully understand that. Like, Ilman and I was playing for Boreham Wood. Couldn't get a look in there. So obviously players' careers will tail off and blossom at different... I understand that. But the problem is that when you're on that pitch, you've got to work hard 100%. And if you're not working hard, your manager can't justify your place in the team.
No one's disputing that. What I would say, last point on...
Sorry, I think Scott's right. From what I said about, I don't think Moyes brings young players through. With Dublin, it's not the case that actually Moyes can't bring young players through. Dublin's not showing them anything to justify and picking them in the first place.
Armstrong is.
Yeah, and I think it would just be interesting, but it's a multi-faceted thing. This, isn't it? Several layers.
You said that about 10 times now, Gav.
He wants a place on the committee.
It's a multifaceted podcast. That's what it is.
Just to remind everybody, that's what we're here to talk about.
I think I completely agree with you with the working hard. He's got to do more. I think Chris made the point about Dublin in that, well, at the same age, Grealish was playing in League One, and Ilman and I wasn't even getting game for Boreham Wood. But again, that reverts back to this is on the recruitment team for signing a 19-year-old player in Tyler Dublin, who is obviously almost unproven, and the pressure is absolutely huge on him. And another thing I'll say is, I don't think it's a good look from Dublin's point of view if a McNeil is getting in at Edia in the team. You know what I'm saying? I'd be annoyed at that, regardless of whether you're working hard or not, because you want your winger predominantly. Obviously, he's got to work hard, he's got to track back, but you want your winger to be scoring the goals, creating assists. What's Dwight McNeil done to deserve a place in that team?
I agree with you.
Me. So I'd be annoyed if I was Dublin. Yeah. I can understand as a youngster thinking back on 19. Well, Dwight McNeil, how's he getting in ahead of me? Do you know what I mean? So I'm sure.
And listen, obviously I coach a kids team at the moment, and I understand like each kid has a different needs, and obviously how they are interacting and communicating with them. I understand like obviously you don't raise your voice at one, you can put an arm around the shoulder. I fully understand each kid's difference in terms of the personality and approach. But at the same token, once they cross the white line, you'd expect 100% work rate on the pitch. And that's the fundamental. That's the big fundamental we ask for.
All agree on that. Well, we're going to finish off now, and we've had loads of comments.
I'm going
to try and read a couple out.
If you viewed it and watched it, I think we need to ask for a few comments.
It's hard for me when I'm trying to listen to what you're spouting, the both of you, and I'm trying to listen and respond back.
We're here to
spout. Then read the comments. It's hard to keep on track. I'm producing and hosting all at the same time. I should be getting paid more money
on
than
the committee.
Don't get me started. Okay, I've made a note of a couple. So Blue 1984 says, we've done well this season. Yes, the wheels have come off recently, but look at the injury list. We've literally had half of our starting 11 unavailable, and that's before mentioning 9 out from the squad. So I think that's the one positive that you can take from it all, isn't it? That we've got a huge amount of players to come back who we know are going to have an impact over the next couple of weeks. This is obviously an interesting point with what's happened to West Ham. So it's NZ Everton fan, I assume that's New Zealand Everton fan, says we need to be very careful about thinking past Moyes. West Ham wish they hadn't. Watching a video on Moyes being promised the world at Man United, then given limited funds, did him there. I mean, that's my only concern is thinking past Moyes. I mean, you just look at West Ham now. Grass is not always greener.
United
on the other side.
Chelsea.
I think West Ham's probably the case in point. Moyes delivered the European trophy. Okay, he was one of the lesser European trophies, but he was still consistently finishing 7th, 8th, top half of the Premier League. And it's very hard. In many ways, it's easier to do that than then get to the next level.
I agree. But there's a warning there. See, Moyes' results in his final year at West Ham when he was going. They that's what I mean. They got some really heavy pace and get beat 6-0 by Arsenal and stuff.
Didn't he have a sporting director he didn't fancy, and the players knew he was going.
But there's a lesson there.
Probably a good time to finish now. If you can hear that drilling in the background. Go on, you can finish off, Gav.
Your stomach off, so
No, it's not.
No, but anymore. Just a couple more. I think if people have.
Well, I haven't made a note of any others. Iron Blue Nose disagrees with me and says McNeil deserves his place more than Dibran currently.
I agree.
Only as he's shown some effort.
That's the thing.
It's not great, but our squad is what it is until it gets better.
Yeah.
I mean, what effort though? I semi-disagree with it, to be totally honest.
He
runs around the pitch. Doing what?
That's the bare minimum.
But his head down, struggles like he's running through mud. I'm being really critical of him, but I know.
I understand what you're trying to say, but the same token, that's what you've got to do. That's your bare minimum as a professional footballer. Once you cross that white line on the pitch, work hard. And to me, and to a lot of Evertonians, watch Tyler Dibling at the moment, he's not doing that.
Right, case for defence for McNeil, playing out of position. The most left-footed winger playing on the right-hand side. If that's not the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, I don't know what it is.
He's probably working harder than...
Gav's desperate for more comments.
No, I just think if people want to hear the questions rather than just
listen
blather on for another 5 minutes.
I'm trying to get them to pay for that super comment. That's what it is.
That's what it is now, isn't it?